Peace, family. So I'm back. So today, what I'm going to be discussing is highly hypersensitive beings. You know what I'm saying? So, I know for some of us, or a lot of us who are considered highly or hypersensitive, you know what I'm saying? Kind of growing up, we was almost kind of taught that it was almost like a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Almost like if you was a boy, you cried too much, or like maybe you showed too many emotions through, you know, situations that other people wouldn't have showed the similar emotions through. Or like if you're a female, you know, it could be the same thing. I know females cry, quote unquote, and I try to reword that too, because I know when we shed that is also like a release for our bodies. But females have the same tendencies to be hyper and highly sensitive as well, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's almost like if you say something to one of them, they might feel a little fragile. Maybe if you say something about what they're wearing, or, you know, maybe how their hair is, or their makeup, whatever, you know. The beings who seem to, quote unquote, take things to the extreme within, not on the outside, doesn't mean that these beings are like overly expressive or like super violent or chaotic people. You know what I'm saying? It's just more so on like, I like to give a lot of life experiences. I feel like we are the best teachers of our life experiences. So for me, it was like I could think of situations to where I was younger and I didn't have no sperm donor. He wasn't in the picture, and my mom's was, you know, programmed like the rest of the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? So, but for me, learning to like be a transitioning from a boy to a man, just being young, you know, we were taught that, you know, men don't show emotions and men don't cry, and it's like all these different weird little sayings that go along with it. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, if I'm the being in the inside and I have this vessel, my feelings, my emotions connect me to this vessel, which allows me to have an interaction with this reality that we live in. So to say that, you know, we don't have those, or people who hyper or highly sensitive, you know, is like almost like a weakness. It's actually a superpower, and it's a strength. And for those that do, you know, have that ability or can't access it, it's not a weakness. It's not a weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can feel what other beings are not able to feel. You know what I'm saying? You're able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and actually be able to put yourself in someone's shoes. Not physically in this 3D world, but we think 5D over here. You know, we're spiritual beings. So you can actually put yourself in those shoes and feel what that being is experiencing, or what they was feeling at the time they was explaining their story or situation to you. Most people can't do that. We hear this saying all the time, put yourself in someone else's shoes. But in order to put yourself in someone else's shoes, you have to also be able to adopt their ideology for a quick second, or for a quick minute. You know, however long the process is it takes for you to, you know, transport into that situation. Everyone doesn't have that ability. And that also comes with being high in empathy. You know, we all know how to empathize, but everybody doesn't have an empathic ability to feel what others feel. And every being that's highly or hypersensitive has that ability. So what I realized is like, when you start taking everything from the 5D world and understanding that, and using that as your first concept, your first resource, and then the exterior, you understand and understand that it's different beings out here that is working to oppose you. And these beings aren't able to empathize or feel the way you feel. So we have to stop saying that you are my reflection, Because a lot of motherfuckers is not your reflection. We all have these vessels, but just because you see fucking two dogs hanging out together, that don't mean that they're each other's reflection. Shit, one could have been made in a lab, and then one could have been, well, I guess most dogs was made in the lab, so I don't even know. Compare dogs to wolves. I don't know. That would be more of a better comparison. I believe all dogs, squirrel out here, it's always the universe sending signs and symbols and signals to us to let us know that they listening, you know. They respect the energy we put out. The universe respects the energy you put out. If you putting out something up here, it's going to respect that. It's going to fuck with you up here. If you putting up something down here, it's going to respect that too, and it's going to fuck with you down there. But the way the creator works is you want to move and operate in your highest frequency. You want to put out your best positive, productive energy possible. You know, and you want to not allow people to dim your superpowers or your abilities. They came up with these movies for a reason. That's why they gave us those concepts first. So then when people when we start becoming aware of what's really going on, it's like they already implanted an image of your mind of what a superpower is. So now you don't even understand when you're experiencing shit that other beings are not able or capable to experience, and that you try to explain to somebody that they don't even fucking comprehend. This is why you don't see Wolverine with Cyclops abilities. That's not how it works. But they all respect each other, and they respect each other's abilities. But I ain't want to make this too long. I just wanted to drop that up there for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love to the kings and queens.